Thank you so much. I wonder, it feels like this is like a tried and true combo at this point. PT, we've shared a lot of GDQ runs together, so thank you so much for having me. Love the BioShock series, and I'm ready to go.
And a little bonus for you guys at home. If you want to see him on couch for longer than this run, he's also going to be part of that Halo 3 run. So just did the Elder Scrolls stuff, which was awesome. He's going to help me out on this one. He's not a runner of the game, but he's here to just kind of keep the
А
vibes
второй
up. And then if you can see
чувак,
him on Halo,
который
That's a game I
граната,
actually
он,
know.
короче, просто для
anyways, let's
моральной
get
поддержки,
started.
скажем
We
так,
can
то
go
есть
through
он
some
игру не
stuff.
ранит, но
This is BioShock 2. We're going to start
как
from
бы
a save file
комментатор,
playing
но
easy
который
in
не
the
ранит
original
игру,
game,
в
not the
принципе,
remastered.
как говорится, literally me.
Important to know. People always ask that. All right, we're going to load in, and once we get past this load screen, time will start.
Загружаем
We do this
подготовленный
just past
сейф,
an intro cutscene that you can skip
который
anyways,
скипает
and
катсцену.
then I'll waking up animation. So we'll go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Таймер стартует тогда, когда мы начинаем двигаться, и
So
поехали.
we'll address the elephant in the room of why this game looks the way it does in just a moment, but we got a little speed tech to get through first. So we wake up as
Прыгаем по
Alpha
перилам.
Daddy, subject Delta. In the first game you just played
В общем, по сюжету мы играем за
a little new entry to the series. This game does a little bit of
большой папочка, по-моему.
additional stuff on one, but we're going to grab this
Вот.
optional diary. Very important, coming up here in just a second.
Короче, берем аудиодневник, который нам понадобится чуть подальше. Там, не знаю, раннер, по-моему, говорил, в общем, мы немного настраивали кнопки предварительно, которые позволяют, во-первых, Cloud быстро делать, во-вторых, проигрывать последнюю полученную аудиозапись. Это нам пригодится при открытии некоторых дверей. Вот.
But the game has a really bad crashing problem. If you've ever tried to play it, you've probably run into that. That's tied to medium and high textures.
Раннер говорит, что игра очень любит крашиться, поэтому, скорее всего, такой большой эстимейт относительно мирового рекорда, типа мировой рекорд в не проценте, ну, можно считать 39-22, то есть 39 секунд 22 секунды. По внутриигровому и 45-53 по реал-тайму.
Just kind of our introduction back into Rapture. Because this game does take place after the first game. And we meet Tannenbaum, a familiar face.
Ну, по-моему, вот здесь, кстати, мы немного использовали глич, то есть в игре есть двери, которые открываются только после того, как мы прочитали определенные квестовые аудиосообщения. И, в общем, это можно скипнуть, если в определенный момент прожать кнопку прослушивания последнего аудиодневника, то есть дверь откроется сразу, а не после того, как сообщение закончится. Так, сейчас.
Okay, so the fastest way to take damage is for her to attack these boards with fire.
Ну, как раз из-за крашей. Там, кстати, не лоу сеттинги, а, скорее всего, медиум стоят. Ну, как раз, чтобы за его избежать, чтобы избежать лишних крашей. Вот. В общем, файтимся, по-моему, с сестричкой файтимся, это у нас второй тип роботов, как бы, ну не роботов, но в общем, интересных людей, которые во вселенной BioShock первого-второго присутствуют. Можно назвать, наверное, обслуживающий персонал Rapture. Rapture — это у нас подобный вот этот город. Если я ничего не путаю. Сори, я давно игру проходил. Кое-что может забыться уже.
You don't really do a whole lot in the water, just kind of cinematics, kind of padding the runtime of the game. But you get some nice scenery to look at. You got a little plane wreckage, fish
Э,
that are stuck
Ну,
there.
для
Plane wreckage from the first game?
фэпосов раннер
I think
сказал,
it's supposed
что
to be. People always say it is. I'm
фэпосы
not
вообще не
sure if
влияют
like
вроде
level-wise
как.
it's in the right spot, but we got some jellyfish. So it kind of is
Единственно
chilling,
на крафт
which is
именно
great.
игры.
So the first game has the big bathysphere ride in the Rapture. This is kind of supposed to be imitating the same thing. We're actually not going to look at it, not for any like real reason, but there's a fun thing you can do if you just kind of hug the side and look down. So you can hear them.
Swells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's supposed to be like fish swimming by and everything. And if you look down, you just don't activate it, so the shark's just going to stay over here.
В общем, сейчас мы
chilling out.
посредством,
Our next big trick.
скажем так,
comes at the
смотря
very
под ноги,
start
мы
of the next
скипнули
level. So as soon as
катсцену
it
с
loads in, I'm gonna do a quick
проплывающими
save.
рыбами.
Like a lot of tricks in this game, you
Обязательно
really
вот
get
такой
one shot at
небольшой
it
скипчик,
if you just go
скажем
for it.
так.
So quick saves are our best friend. We're going to see a lot of quick save, a lot of quick loads. It's not something I love
И
as
с
a
помощью
beginner, but,
квиксейва, квиклоуда скипаем
so the diary picked up before the
открытие
optional one. We
двери.
want to play on the exact frame. An NPC is going to start their dialogue here.
Вернее, диалог после загрузки. Окей.
Okay, so we didn't get it there. A little too early. A little too late. So it's frame perfect, so you have to
Прям
adjust it based on your quick save.
перфект моментный.
So on the bottom right, we
Нужно
want the message
перфект
to pop up and immediately go
моментно
away. If it sticks around, you hear the audio.
это сделать
you didn't
safe
get it.
load, и мы скипнем.
So like that,
Nice.
audio goes away. And now you're going to see that happen throughout the
Окей,
entire level.
наконец
That trick
прошли,
persists
допустим.
throughout the entire level. So all the audio is going to pop up and immediately go away. There's a lot of spots in this level and the next where you have to kind of wait for dialogue to play out before you can continue. It kind of just stops your progression. So all of that now gets skipped, saving a ton of time. There is some dialogue we can't skip because it's hard-coded into like an in-game cutscene, which will save just a few seconds,
Посредством
but it still saves minutes
быстрой
over the course of
активации
the run.
мини-игр мы, короче,
This is a
скипнули
run where
тоже
money
диалог
does matter to
обязательный,
some degree. We're not
который
really like stressed
ну,
about saving money
казуально
along the way.
нужно
We find plenty,
было
but
ждать, пока
you
он
can see the drill
завершится.
fuel in the bottom
Так мы
left-hand
сразу
corner. That's our
пошли
fuel gauge. We can
дальше.
drill attack with it by holding down the right click. And later on we get drill dash, which is the more important thing. It's kind of a faster movement. So this is a spot where Sophia Lynn, the main
Раннер
protagonist,
говорит,
is
дальше
gonna
мы
pop up. Her stuff goes away, we have
купим...
to kind of listen to this.
В общем, сейчас апгрейд
So just a
нам
little
нужен для
background on the
дамага
story
нашей
of stuff we skipped.
дрели.
And we won't
Дальше
ever
у
get to
нас
the end
нужно
conclusion
будет
of it, by the way,
купить
so no spoilers.
апгрейд дэша с
She was kind
дрелью,
of the
чтобы
political rival to
быстрее
Andrew Ryan from the
передвигаться.
first game. And he wasn't a huge fan of that, so he had her sent to Persephone, which is a prison. And she had a daughter, Eleanor. And Eleanor was sent off to become a little sister. And surprise, surprise, we're a big daddy.
Не знаю, лично для меня вся серия BioShock'ов это как бы, ну, разочек пройти, максимум второй разочек лет через 5-6 после первого прохождения, потому что, ну вот да, как в чате сказали, немного нудновато. Если все дневники собирать, все такое.
The main antagonist on like a bunch of screens talking to you while splicers attack the window.
Последняя часть получше, да.
Tries to recall a lot of the similar themes from the first one. It does a pretty decent job. It's just a lot of people play these games for the story, and this compared to one Infinite doesn't really live up. But it has much better gameplay overall. You can use both a gun and a plasma at the same time. There's kind of more to explore. There's more world building stuff. So
I've always thought that like if BioShock 1 had the gunplay of this game, it would be, I mean, you know, close to a perfect game, if not perfect. Like I always felt like that was like the main thing that really held it back.
Right. So if you see me fast looting stuff, I'm just using interact on mouse wheel up, so I can just spam my mouse wheel and pick stuff up.
Вот сейчас раннер наконец сказал, мы забиндили осмотр предметов и сбор с помощью самых, короче, чтобы много кнопок не нажимать, а сразу собрать все, что лежит в ящиках, и в общем, оптимизация.
But it doesn't use any Eve if you pick stuff up and use it or drop it. So as long as we don't throw the object that we have, if we don't use any Eve, which is kind of nice. In the top left, you can see the red and blue bar. That's health and Eve. They max out at 5. I try to keep it as high as possible, because there are some skips where you just like burn through Eve. And obviously we want health to be pretty high as well. So at all times, I'm going to try to keep that at 5.5, and then the drill fuel all the way topped up. So I'm just using explosives.
В общем, скипаем файты посредством взрывания бочек рядом с собой, потому что это быстрее, чем мы будем долбить каждого противника.
And the next map, which is the bane of all BioShock 2 speedruns, Ryan Amusements, it's completely unbreakable, so it's not very useful there either. But trust me, it's home to some silly stuff. So I want to give some shout outs to the community. KPC Zombie is an absolute beast at finding every trick imaginable. He found a lot of the splicer surf technology that a lot of the community has since approved upon that and like optimized it, but he found all the proof of concepts. He's like, hey, what if we just clip through this wall, or clip through this door, or fly through the entire map?
Шатауты некому КПК зомби, который нашел все скипы, скорее всего, большинство скипов, большинство триков, которые используются в ране.
The multitude of new runners who've come along and like taken a peek at stuff and optimized it. Huge shout outs to Gulch 2. He is the current record holder. He took it on Friday when I left on Saturday to come here, so not too happy about that. We'll grind it out when we get back.
Кстати, мировой рекорд взяли в BioShock второму 4 дня назад новый.
39.46, and then he beat me with a 39.25 or something like that. So,
вот.
Huge shout outs for that competition. It's always awesome to see. Now we're going to do a little bit more combat. Get him out of here. We got introduced to trap rivets on the right up, kind of alternate ammo that you get. Every weapon has like 3 types. It has normal, then 2 special ones. Trap rivets you place on the floor, and if something runs over it, takes damage. This is Tenenbaum. You can really see the low graphics at play here.
Все-таки играем на low графике.
So her stuff can't be skipped, but typically Sophia Lamb comes on the television, and all of that stuff's going to get skipped for us.
Все-таки, наверное, реально графика зависит от выбора графики из-за карты.
Put down some trap rivets over here. Let them run into it. Okay. Let's go ahead and use some explosives, and then they should be over on this side. Yep.
В общем, по сюжету, что можно сказать? В общем, мы играем за большого папочку. Это у нас в лоре игры как бы, что-то между ремонтником и охранником, причем охранник у нас мы недавно видели, в общем, в игре есть некие маленькие девочки, которые собирают, по-моему, называется Ева Нектар, что ли, который позволяет людям приобретать всякие спецспособности. То есть у нас чувак открыл телекинез в ране. Там еще всякие фаерболы швыряться можно, электричество и т.д. И т.д. и т.п. Вот. И, в общем, у нас по сюжету как бы вот эту девочку, за которую ответственен наш главный герой, ее как бы похитили, неизвестно с какой целью. Причем похитили давно, и наш герой, как бы просыпается и пытается найти ту самую, что ему как бы нужно охранять.
Yeah, the only problem with this is if you quick save, quick load a bunch in a row, it can potentially crash. Let's see here.
Опять скипаем диалог, пытаемся. Раннер говорит, возможен краш произойти.
Usually you'd like to get that within 5 tries, but it's not too bad.
I can only
Окей.
imagine it saves a ton of
Не с
time.
первого раза, но
collectively.
мы диалог скипнули.
Because this level's not broken, we can't skip a whole lot. We go through a lot of those sections that have the required
Да,
dialogue.
обучение
So it saves even more
скипают,
time here.
потому что мы
The
загрузились с
splicers, the
сейва.
splicers yelling is always the best part of these runs.
Там обучение
They definitely don't
такое.
have any chill. So this is a power to the people machine. You get your weapon upgrades here. The only thing we're gonna get is drill damage, just so we can do some more.
Вот сейчас апгрейдим дамаг для дреля.
So I'm just going to buy out this hack. This is the first hacking minigame, or second hacking minigame, I should say. They kind of changed it between 1 and 2 from the pipe puzzle that you may remember. This game tries to keep you a little bit more immersed in the world, so instead of taking you to that menu, kind of just does it that way. So we're going to pick up our machine gun, and this basically replaces the rivet gun at this point. Just kind of does more long-range damage. So we had to go and get our golden ticket so we could go into the park. And now this is a run.
Почему ищем мы золотой билет здесь? Насколько я понимаю, он рандомный, чтобы пройти в музей. Чуть-чуть бустанулись от предмета, которого мы взяли. Всякие апгрейды собираем, тоже на увеличение дамага.
New and improved escort mission. Everyone loved that from the first game. They really doubled down on it.
Знаменитые эскорт-миссии. Говорится, мое любимое. В общем, убиваем такого же папочку, как и мы, скажем так. Потому что он агрессивный. В общем, у нас по сюжету есть выбор либо спасти вот этих маленьких девочек от своей тяжелой судьбы и собирать всякую фигню, шприцы, либо наоборот выкачать из них все, что они насобирали, и от этого зависит концовка.
In fact, we're not gonna fight the splicers here. This game has sort of a cap on how many
Да,
enemies
по
can
сюжету
spawn
у
into
нас
the
вот эти
resources,
девочки
but
собирают
it doesn't save any
весь
time to do this. It's just kind of a fun thing to
нектар
do and
из
showcase.
как бы,
If we don't kill the splicers here and they stay spawned in, when we get
в
to the
общем,
second harvest, we shouldn't
из
see any
мертвых,
splicers
при
at all,
этом
so we just
они
kind of relax for a little bit. Maybe get
сами
some
думают,
beautiful animations
что,
from Covert Muffin.
ну, дальше мы, скорее всего, увидим, по-моему, в этой части показано. В общем, они воспринимают мир вообще по-другому. Собирали деньги на бонусную игру. На Halo. А, не насобирали, ладно. Сорян. Забайтился на хлопки из студии, скажем так. Ну да, то есть вот они собирают, что-то пьют, в общем.
And this is the only ride in Ryan Amusements. It's not a really great park. It's kind of just propaganda that Andrew Ryan put together to say that the surface is bad and you shouldn't go there.
Раннер говорит, мол, это единственный парк во всем Рэпчере, который, как бы, ну, не парк, а именно пропаганда больше. Ну, окей, допустим.
And being sold out by someone that we won't meet later on, named Stanley. So the second artist.
Ну да, в чате вот говорят, там у них кардинально у девочек восприятие мира меняется конкретно. Ой, как называется хрень? Адам все-таки. Да, это я с какой-то, по-моему, другой игрой перепутал.
The enemy cap in this reminds me of like the modern Doom runs.
Yes.
Same concept, I would imagine.
So you know if you run a game a lot when you have strats for like meaningless stuff like cleaning.
Ева это все-таки тоже модифицированный Адам, то есть Как бы, да, то есть все вот эти сверхспособности, которые мы получаем, ну, перки, в игре называются плазмидами, и получается они из Евы. Из Евы, Адама, в общем. Интересно. Ну, как я сказал, сорян, если что-то путаю, я игру BioShock 2 проходил, значит, по-моему, когда ее в Epic Games раздавали много лет назад, хотя не факт. Но первую часть я точно проходил еще на пиратском диске, это было уже лет 10 назад, наверное. Вот.
I mean, it looks like you're strafing. Like you could have just not said anything. I would have.
То есть, возможно, и первую, и вторую я прошел друг за другом, так что сорян, если что путаю. BioShock. Ну да.
Which is cool. We're going to double check that's one health. We don't want to actually assume it is. I'm just going to drop this down here. And so now that we've harvested both bodies, we have the ultimate choice of do we save or harvest the little sisters. And so you might want to look away.
В общем, мы немного бустим себя с помощью
I'm sorry to say, we
вот
do in
этих
fact
вот
harvest them.
предметов, которые мы с собой берем.
It's in the name of speed.
Oof. That's a big price to pay in the name of speed.
So now we have the atom, we can go on a little bit of a shopping trip. We're going to double check that we're at one health, and then we need to die specifically in this corner, because this corner is like right below the Vita Chamber, the main lobby, so we can skip all the
Вот
way
здесь
back.
мы используем Deathwarp,
Because this game
то есть
is
мы
a
специально
whole series
как
really
бы
is
дохнем.
showing you the
В игре есть
options that you can
система
do. So
возрождений, ну, чекпоинтов, грубо говоря.
and then we have to
Ну
go do
да,
something and then come back to
лопнули
it.
девку.
So anytime you can go back fast.
Ну да, скорее всего, она плохую, я
So we do
еще
another death warp here in a little bit. But first we need to do
не глянул. Ну, по логике, да,
And the death warps, they're just based on your
плохая
proximity to the
концовка
nearest,
намного
like,
быстрее,
respawn point, effectively,
чем
right?
For the most part, the ones that
добрая.
we're abusing and why these
Потому
work,
что на добрую
we don't
там
really
вроде
understand
как
the
надо
full reasoning
всех девок
why
собрать.
they go where they do.
Тут
And Popper's Drop, the
мы,
next level, it really doesn't make any sense, but it is really, really nice that it
в
works
общем,
out.
не всех
So I need to get
собираем.
a little careful with my health because there's a lot of stuff potentially. This place
Плюс катсцена лопания, она быстрее.
So now we also get introduced to the fact that if you deal with little sisters,
Ну да, да.
harvesting, saving them,
Вот в
whatever it
чате
is,
подсказывают,
you eventually spawn in a
что
big
всех
sister
надо
who kind of hunts
спасти.
you down and tries to fight you. We do actually want to fight her because she has atom on her, about 40 of it, and we need that as well for the shopping trip.
Jeez.
But we're gonna kind of stack two things together. So we're gonna go wait at the train station because I have a little bit of cutscene that we have to wait through. So if we can stack that waiting with killing the big sister, kills two birds with one stone. So this door here is locked, so we just death warp past that, a little bit back towards.
Опять используем Deathwarp,
So you can hear the big sister doing those screeches, and those mean she's like.
позволяющий нам заводить файт, при этом пройти сквозь закрытую дверь.
It's a little bit based on like where you're looking and stuff. So Sinclair's gonna come out. He's supposed to lead you through the game. We're not ever gonna see him again, to be honest.
Смотрим катсцену.
To look a man in the eye when I give him my word. You and me, kid, we're going places.
We sure are, Sinclair. You guys should pop up. Once again,
awesome.
so a little electrobolt, the 1-2 shock. Gonna pick up the stuff.
Опять
and
файт
we're
с
off.
сестричкой.
That's a cool trick. That's a cool trick.
And that's half of the run. Like I said, the first 3 levels are as long as the last 6. So things are about to speed up quite a bit once we get to Popper's Drop here.
В общем, половина рана прошла,
All right,
двигаемся
well,
ко
this
второй
is
половине.
on par with what you just did because we have $25 from Nico that says, excited to see the best BioShock game get its due at GDQ. Big Sister says,
Ну да, мы играем
which
на
means
легком,
please
плюс
donate for the next
раннер
bonus game. I
вкачал
love
дамаг
Halo
Бура,
3.
который
At
нереально
least,
много
I think
дэмэджа
my evil
наносит.
screeching to English dictionary is a little old.
I think that was a pterodactyl. But
Well,
I
that being
appreciate
said,
the effort.
Ну да,
Yeah,
Бур
we're a
делает
couple
пушку.
octaves below a little sister there, a big sister, I think.
We'll work on it.
And that being said, we are just $16,000 away. Can we get there, audience? Let's go, chat.
All right, Popper's Drop. Once again, you're supposed to go over to this area, this Sinclair Deluxe. You start a quest line to go and
В
get
общем,
drill
по лору
dash
у
and learn
нас
about
тут
splicers and photography.
все как
We're
обычно,
just gonna immediately
типа
make our way towards the camera.
организовался
This is a
некий
part of
культ
the game you could skip. So
доктора,
we're gonna buy a
который
plasma
как
slot, so we have
бы
an extra plasma that we can play with. We're gonna fill it with DK.
разрабатывал
We're gonna
проект
buy Winter
по
Blast and
именно
put it
вот
over top of.
этим маленьким
Oh, there's
девочкам,
a
что
actually
они
still up. Drill lurker there.
могут
We'll go over all of these
добывать
things too
адом.
here in just a second. So we actually want to
И,
get
в
rid of electrical and
общем,
have telekinesis here. Luckily, there's a gene bank, so I can fix that.
люди
Okay,
там
so now we have 4
решили,
plasmids, and we're going to keep
что
these 4 for
поклоняться
the
ей
rest of
надо
the game.
как
Here comes a really
богине,
weird
поэтому у
trick
нас тут
that's based
как
on
бы
keeping a
культисты
brute
есть.
splicer
Вот.
alive and spawned in the map. So we're going to put down a decoy so that the brute starts attacking him. It kind of draws enemies
В общем,
towards it, so you
спавним
can just run off and do your own thing. And now we need to go get the research camera.
приманки,
This is
которые нам
typically where
помогут
the
в
brute will run
файтах.
off and despawn, and you're supposed to chase him down, but he's still fighting, so we're going to freeze him in place. Keep him loaded in a little bit longer.
I see where this is going.
We got the camera. Now we need to take a picture of this guy so he can open the door. And we hope the brute's okay. He teleports over there. That's fine. And so to get research points, you have to use different plasmids and weapons. So we're just going to Winter Blast him, so he's frozen. Hit him with Incinerate, so he melts, and we get enough points to drill dash.
Wow.
And we do all that before he just teleports away, and we have to go chase him down.
That's a massive skip, isn't it?
Really,
That's
really
like
slow.
huge.
Yeah. So now we have drill dash, which we'll talk about
Мы
once we get
скипнули
a little bit
файт,
further
здесь
into the run. For now, we want to take a little bit
как
of damage.
бы вроде как
And then we're
босс
gonna use
был,
this splicer for
но
what's known as splicer support.
мы
It's a
использовали
huge trick
глич
that
смены
if you watch
оружия,
the run from
который
page
позволил
23,
заморозить
that's a little bit
надолго.
different in this game. I might
И, в общем, мы
So
скипнули
significant
весь
in this
файт
game,
с челом.
So we need to be able to walk directly on top of the splicer's head. We can't drop onto it or jump onto it, otherwise we start bouncing and fall off. We need to be directly able to walk on top of the
Так,
head.
сейчас что-то интересное пытаемся сделать.
Is that, because it's using a splicer,
Ага,
you need to be
убили.
alive initially. We only get one shot at it if we don't quick save, quick load. So, okay. You're going to see a lot of saving during this part because it can go really, really wrong, really, really fast.
Так, надо, короче,
She should stand up.
клипнуться в эту дамочку,
Splicers
при
are-
этом
okay.
сделать
So now we
сейфлоуд
need
в
her to
ней.
die.
И теперь мы
So you're gonna see that I'm kind of
можем
like
заспавниться
going
в
along
ней
with
и
the splicer. I no
просто...
longer have collision, and we're tied into this
Ага,
splicer here. So
больше
we
наш
use
персонаж с
telekinesis
помощью... Ну, короче,
to pick up this body
это
while
был
we're
сетап
tied
для
to
того,
it.
чтобы
We also have to save load anytime we're on a body, otherwise we
наш
fall off.
главный герой
So
потерял коллизию, и
we
мы
need to
могли
land
теперь
directly in this window.
просто
Always
взять
fixed
и
a little bit wrong.
пройти его оба, похоже.
I love the dead body management you're doing to like get the exact precise position.
Yeah, we'll talk about the ways to manipulate these splicer surfs. So this is a little bit slower. It's what we're looking for. This
Да,
window's a
да,
little deceptive,
летаем.
where we actually have to land. One of the harder splicer surfs we get to do, and it's the first one. Okay.
Довольно сложный скип, похоже.
We need her to like stay right on that little frame. We do want to go out
Так,
of bounds.
ага, с помощью этой
we need
дамочки
to set up-
клипаемся.
Perfect.
Nice.
So we're going to save load because once again we can just always fall off. Now we're going to clip through the window and then try to grab her at the same time.
Look at you, sport. A regular junior shutterbug.
В общем, нам нужно...
New trick from that big
Окей, клипнули сквозь стекло, при этом дамочку мы с собой забираем, потому что будем летать на ней еще некоторое время.
So now we're like out of bounds. We're going to go through this window, up through the floor, and now we've clipped all the way past the Sinclair Deluxe.
Скипаем весь уровень с помощью ОБ. Кайф.
through that mess blocking your way.
Also, if you save when a message is playing and then reload, the message plays from the start again. So if you like fail that same trick over and over, you just hear the same dialogue repeat. It's great. This is the second morality thing that they try to implement in this game. So you have the little sisters where you save or harvest. And there's 3 people that kind of contribute to where you are now.
Ага, еще на концовку влияет,
Kill them or let them live.
в общем, отношения с... Ну, как бы, убили мы или не убили 3 персонажей на протяжении всей игры. И от этого, в общем, концовка меняется.
For a long time, we let Grace live here because it was just faster to just leave. But it turns out she has not only money on her, which is really nice for drill fuel, but also an auto hack dart. So in the name of morality, we're going to choose speed. So we're going to pick up the ticket that we need for the train. She's taking a nice little
В
nap.
общем, идем мы на
This
плохую
death note is
концовку,
going to send us all the way
поэтому
back to the train station at the start. There's a lot of fighter champs that we hit on the way and a lot in this area.
Поэтому
But for whatever
бьем
reason, we go all the way back to the start,
старушку
skipping
и
a lot of
делаем
walking,
дисбар.
putting the key and back on the train. And that's Popper's job. It only gets crazier from here. The game's way of progressing us through so far has always been the train. You get on the train station, you have to clear the path for the next one. That kind of goes out the window here, and we get back into underwater sections. And there's some really fun stuff you can do with that.
Блин, вот я смотрю ран BioShock 2 и прям жестко захотелось увидеть на ГДК спидран Сома. Хочется глянуть, когда она последний раз была и вообще была на ГДК. Была ли
We have a $250 donation from Pattern Match that says, I'm a simple woman. I see a bonus GDQ game, I donate. Thank you so much, Pattern Match. We also have $25 from Mukiel X that says, always happy to see any BioShock at GDQ. I always try to donate when it's on. Get him,
Окей, и в 16-м году
Alright, so now we're waking up in the Siren
на
Alley.
зимнем.
We just saw the place we're supposed to go to, Dionysus Park. And now we have to go do something else and come back.
Кстати, от того же
Unfortunately, like, there is a way to click in
Blood
there, but
Thundera.
the level exit isn't available. So we're gonna go find
И
Simon
человек,
Bales,
похоже,
who
любит
is, like,
ранить
the
игры с
cult leader
подводной
and follower
тематикой.
of, Sophia Lamb, the leader of the Rapture family. And so the lore's not super important for the run, but we're just gonna drill dash through here. So these speed ups through here cost about 25 drill fuel each. We're gonna do a hard save real fast because this can go really
В общем,
So drill
что по лору?
dashing whenever we can.
По лору, если я как бы все правильно вспоминаю, у нас мы узнаем, что на самом деле вот этот, за кого мы играем, это один из первых больших папочек, скажем так, первой модели, поэтому у них, ну, типично, обычно промываются мозги там. Ага, степимся опять.
Be a little kind to us. So we're going to put down decoy to draw their attention away.
В общем,
We don't want to immediately try to kill the splicer here because if they're in winter blast, they just kind of shatter into pieces. So we're just going to use incinerate to melt them. And once again, we're just kind of in this weird state of being a ghost, but we're tied to the body. Decoy's probably about to run out.
В общем, опять сейчас в ОБ пойдем. В общем, чё по лору? По лору у нас мозги недостаточно промыли, поэтому как бы мы можем играть за этого персонажа и файтимся с другими большими папочками. Вот. Окей, не можем кликнуться.
Nice.
So Siren Alley is home to a lot of like fighting. You're supposed to find spider splicers
Nice,
and
получилось.
big waves of fights, but we get past the big one there. Joel dash through the map.
В общем, игнорируем противников.
And we're just gonna get some supplies along the way.
Берем еще один.
Whenever we can drill dash, we want to. It saves about
не
2.5
берем,
seconds
ладно.
approximately per dashing. Which, you know, for one dash, it's not a whole lot, but you have to add that up over the entire run, and it's minutes of time save, so it's really, really, really nice, very important to do. Like, we could skip drill dash entirely. We have the ability to, but it just saves so much time that currently it's not worth doing. So, so kill out some enemies.
It looks way cooler too, like the.
So we're gonna spawn in this brute, and we're gonna block his path. A lot of enemies like spawn in and then like have a certain animation they do, so he'd normally run towards us, but because we're in the way, we just kind of keep him here.
В общем, морозим противников и тупо забуриваем.
It keeps them in place, so it's very easy to do damage, but there's also like a second health bar that's a little lower. You can kind of see where the image in the middle there is differed. You can see the ice part going down much faster. As soon as that hits 0, even if their health is, you know, at half, like over there, they still will die all the same. but you have to keep them frozen the entire time or it resets. Yeah. So that's like the only boss fight, Simon Wales. We're going to pick up some stuff. And normally we're locked in here, but we're going to Death Warp using these boxes and a little bit of fire. In
Короче,
BioShock 1,
опять
you can
используем
generate
дизварп.
on the floor,
Причем это был
which is
единственный
really
файт,
nice.
который
This game
мы
you
так
can't do
долго
that, so you have to,
колупали,
set the
потому
box on
что
fire.
вроде там никак
This gets us out of waiting. We could try to find
застепить
some
нельзя,
daggers for
чтобы
this level
больше
too, which is
урон
not
проходил.
good, with where diaries are based in this level. So I'm just going to drill dash it back. We've flooded the area. For a little slow here, we can see the water pop in.
Time for a quick donation.
Yes.
So we have $25 from Dr. Construct that says, let's get that Halo 3 incentive met. And indeed, we're going to keep counting down, chat. We're still $14,000 away, but that number that we have left remaining to make that bonus game is quickly dwindling. And if you're enjoying what you're seeing from Blood Thunder here for the BioShock 2 run, the raw dog that he is, then we should get that Halo 3 met because that speed run is going to be amazing, right, Bri?
Yes, it is.
We're traversing back through the level we came into, but now it's all flooded. We can access Dionysus Park. There's a fun thing you can do here, and we'll kind of see it later on as well. Water takes away your ability to have plasmas and weapons out. You're not supposed to be in any sort of combat. Just taking the nice scenery. But because we did Death Warp, this airlock still has it so we can actually use our stuff. So we pull out the drill dash back into the water, and now we can just kind of...
В общем, из-за того, что мы дизварпнулись, мы можем, как бы игра залагала, из-за того, чтобы там выравнивать что-то давление, по-моему. В общем, у нас осталась возможность доставать оружие, и с помощью дэша с атакой мы очень много скипнули, потому что в воде у нас анимация тяжелого передвижения, но мы можем просто пронестись сквозь них, сквозь эту замедляющую воду, скажем так.
And you know what? Twitch chat could even donate the amount of drill dashes that we actually end up seeing Blood Thunder do.
So Dionysus Park is home to the second of the 3 morality NPCs that you're supposed to meet. Stanley, the one that
Сейчас встретим второго NPC, которого мы либо либо отпустим, либо убьем, но мы, скорее всего, убьем его.
Well, the good news is I've located a new train
Go for a little skip. You can jump over that rock. It's like a second time save. Not really worth going for.
In the security booth. I'll lay low while you have a gander.
В общем, первый это старушенция, которую мы дали в чай, это, по-моему, начальница приюта, которая то ли у нее, то ли к ней перенаправили вот девочку, которую мы ищем. Второе это у нас какой-то местный начальник, который помог похитить ее, скажем так.
The next level is like the perfect showcase of that. We don't really have time to talk about our showcase because we're going so fast, but the way that telekinesis works in this game is really interesting compared to 1. So in 1, the crosshair is in the middle for telekinesis.
Ну, а третий пока в тайне. Пусть будет.
Telekinesis is actually offset to the left of the crosshair. So if I'm looking at the Splasher's body, right about there is where telekinesis pulls to. So if we're on the left-hand side, it's going to go that way. Everything pulls from the center of the splicer. We're just going to clip in here real quick, hit the lever, and move on to Fontaine Futuristics. This level takes a while to actually end once you hit the lever. And
Мы, короче, клепнулись в пол, похоже. Это был небольшой шоу-кейс скипа. И, в общем, мы клипнулись в монорельс без захода в кабину. Окей.
This is the longest level in the game casually. It consists of 2 separate parts, Fontaine Futuristics 1, Fontaine Futuristics 2. Super well named. And the glitchless run the glitchless record. It's about 18 minutes. It shouldn't take us anywhere near that time. So Winter Blast
В
actually
гличе с
stacks. You can keep
категории
it
этот
frozen for longer.
спидран
You can
занимает,
spam multiple
этот
times.
уровень
Jump up here,
занимает
like I
19
said.
минут.
And he's going to be our friend through the
Но
chaos
так
that's
как
about to
мы
unfold.
в обычный процент проходим, мы
So
сетапим
actually gonna place
опять
decoy so the
клип.
door opens a little bit early. So we're gonna take him for a little bit of an adventure. So there's this intro part, then there's an underwater section, the first Fontaine Futuristics level, another underwater part, Fontaine Futuristics 2, and then you finally go back into water. We're just gonna see a lot of water. So we're gonna hopefully just throw this down through the airlock. Not good stuff in the wall, that's really awesome. So if the body's moving when we activate this airlock, it'll actually start floating up, which is not good because we're gonna hit the ceiling and fall off the body. So to stop it from moving, we're just gonna hit it with a Winter Blast, freeze it in place. And now the water's gonna rise up and take away our stuff, but if we are
Сохраняемся и
swapping
замораживаем
when that happens, we can actually just
труп,
keep it
чтобы
now.
он никуда не улетел, чтобы на него вода не
So body for a
подействовала.
little bit of ride through the water.
И так как у нас нету
The
коллизии,
water
мы
only
можем
goes so
просто
high up,
взять и
so if
полететь.
we like fall back down into it, it'll take our plasmids away again. Okay, the body's just flying. That's fine. We're just gonna so take it for a little bit of a ride. Throw it over there. We're gonna go through a no player zone. I'll explain it in a second if I have time. We should magically pop into the final part of the level. We're not done with this body yet. That's FF1 we skipped. We have to skip FF2 as well. So yeah, we landed in the water. I'm just gonna wait for this to rise up. We're gonna throw this body. Not in a place I love. So if we're in the water when we're doing this, we just spam swap plasmids on reload and we pull them out, which is great. Telekinesis doesn't want to throw. Okay. So now we need to clip back and bound.
Тут, короче, невидимая стенка, похоже, через которую мы пытаемся клипнуться и войти в инбаунс назад. И все это делаем с помощью сейфлоуда. Так.
So is there anything you can do to influence it at this point, or are you kind of at the mercy of...
So I think I saved in a spot where the game wasn't super happy I saved, and it's kind of knocked me off the body. We might just wait for it to... Okay. Whoop. I just gotta wait. There's a lot of desync that can happen with bodies. Yeah, if I don't move, we're fine. Okay. This is recoverable. So wait, just wait.
So is the body currently floating to the top of the water, or?
He's going somewhere.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
He's going for a little bit of a ride.
Окей, короче,
Okay. We should be able to make this work. It's a trick
чувак вместо того, чтобы никуда не плавать,
Yeah.
чтобы мы могли клипнуться, он, короче, тупо вверх
It's
плавает.
tricks like that. I feel
Okay.
like that really showcase like a runner's skill and ability to improv in scenarios that they probably didn't expect
В
to
общем, у
find
раннера
themselves in,
получилось
especially on a stage like this.
подгадать
That's
момент,
awesome.
чтобы нас клипнуло
Way to be.
на трубы в
I wasn't
инбаунс,
scared of that trick.
и
I
мы
am scared of this
могли
one. I've been telling people all week, if I get this in 10 tries, I'm happy.
триггера
So
зайти.
It's a big number.
we'll see what happens. Outer Persephone is where you're supposed to find Eleanor. You go through this big cutscene with her and Sophia Lamb. And if you've played this game, this is where the little sister part
Ну,
takes
это
place.
от опытности зависит,
Rapture as a
раннера.
little sister, and you see what they see. We don't
А
have time
насколько
for
я
that.
понял, это у
Unfortunately,
него
it is a really great
не
boss.
случалось
We're gonna pick up a proxy mine. It's gonna
ни
be
разу,
really
но
useful here.
получилось
Just a little bit more fighting
вернуться, скажем так,
before the run's over. A couple more drill dashes.
к рауту.
So we're gonna do a splicer surf on this level, but we're not gonna use a splicer. We're gonna use a big sister. It's a great name, Big Sister Splicer Surf. But you can't use telekinesis on a Big Sister body, which makes it a little problematic for us. Because we're gonna go through this door, which is right at the end. First, we need to activate this cutscene because we need to spawn in the two Big Sisters. There are two. We only need to use one.
На этот раз у нас
So we need
будет
to take care of the
две
other and
большие
get the other one
сестры.
low enough that they can die.
Файт.
We go on a little bit more of a shopping spree. We buy 6 proxy mines there. Okay.
Ждем, пока закончится диалог, чтобы они
Place
заспавнились.
down all 6 of these proxy mines. The 2 big sisters are going to spawn up on the right there on that grate. The second one's going to spawn basically where these proxy mines are being placed. It's going to get them both down to basically one shot. And then the second one's going to jump over here.
В общем, все сетап для файта.
Okay.
Так, одну мы...
So now the fun begins. We're going to get her down to 1 HP. We get to manipulate her AI. So we need her to run
Так,
kind of
сейчас
towards us.
манипулируем, ну-ка.
She does a lot of jumps and
Даже
flips.
интересно.
It's pretty cool. Not looking for fire. Okay. So we're going to abuse those jumps and flips. We're going to get her to jump at this door.
No way.
You might be able to put
Ага,
two
сгоняем. Сгоняем.
lined up. Okay.
Ставили ей всего одно хп.
Oh, I need you down here.
Не получается ее поставить так, чтобы она стояла снизу.
You got this, BT.
I see her be in the right spot. Okay. So now we need her to do a jump.
This looks really
В
easy.
общем, она нас потащила не пойми куда.
I can't believe it. This is wild.
We need to basically get on the big sister's head as she's jumping away, and then kill her in midair while she's spinning you around like it's a roller coaster.
Окей, она
So
нас
flip through this
не
door.
туда, куда надо, клипает, поэтому
This is
мы
the scary one.
загружаем сейф. По-моему, высота не та, что нужно для раннера.
All right, I think
Let's
that's
go,
1 under 10.
BT.
And the first
Nice,
one still. Wait,
получилось.
that one didn't die. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Окей, она кликнулась вместе с нами.
Okay.
Прикольно.
That was sick. In a game filled with like ridiculous tricks.
Yeah, that was the
I don't know how
scary
you
one.
found. I don't know how y'all found
That's
that.
a KPC special right there.
That is wild.
There was an older trick in that same spot, which was even worse, if you can imagine. So we need to do one more diary skip here at the start of this level, and this is the final level. This is Eleanor, by the way. She's now a big sister. We got the dialogue skip. Okay,
That was quick.
not too bad. That one's actually based off
В
of
общем,
and not,
по сюжету,
cinematic
что мы
timer, so
узнаем?
it should be the most consistent.
Оказывается, ну, с того момента, как у нас
So a whole bunch of enemies are gonna
главный
spawn
герой,
here.
скажем так,
We're
словил
going to grab one of
пулю,
the splicers, which you can
словил
probably
пулю
see
в
where this is
лицо.
going.
Этого
We're gonna distract
нам
the
не
others. We used
показали,
to kill
потому что
all
мы
of them and then use a brute, and it was
загрузили
super
сейф.
slow and super awful.
В общем, прошло очень-очень много времени. И, в общем, оказалось, что ту девочку, что у нас забрали, уже как бы не девочка. Ее, в общем, после экспериментов превратили в
So I'm bouncing off the
большую
edge. It's not
сестричку.
right in the spot that I'm
Но
looking
так
for.
как у нее что-то пошло не так... я вспомнил. В общем, больших папочек и вот этих маленьких девочек, которые атом собирают, их там друг к другу привязывают, и, в общем, они не могут друг от друга далеко отходить, по-моему. И, в общем, еще что-то
The decoy
ограничения
just
какие-то.
basically so you don't have stuff.
Yeah, so this
Так,
brute, so the brute likes to throw rocks at you, which is
вот эту
gonna knock
девочку,
you off
что забрали, это у
You need to take
нас...
this body upstairs. Just gonna do a little
Блин,
bit of a,
не наврать бы.
turn in midair here.
Вроде она реальная дочь этой
See what you mean? They can stick to
докторихи,
the walls. Just,
которая
like, barely graze them. Yeah.
будет финальным, можно сказать, боссом, наверное.
I know we just have to get through this door,
Вот,
and we
и,
are done
ну,
with
она
the
благими
run.
намерениями хотела спасти
Hope you
свою
remember the story and all the plot
дочку,
points.
но
It
что-то
will be
пошло не
closely.
так.
I can't believe we're at the end already. And
Ладно,
guess I should
заканчиваем
do that.
лор, а то я сейчас фанфики буду придумывать.
Body a little bit.
because I'm assuming time is coming up, right?
Yes, as soon as we hit this little cutscene, that's time.
Wow.
So we're now escaping a rapture with Eleanor. Unfortunately,
Все,
it doesn't quite go
финишная
the way I
прямая,
hoped.
скажем так.
She managed to find a teleport plasmid, which we unfortunately don't have. Be very useful for the speed run. And a great flashbang to wake
В
you up.
общем, оказывается, что на выходе у нас взрывчатка, но эта девочка нас просто телепортирует, чтобы мы выжили.
And then once you get to the top of the surface, that part becomes about the little sisters where you never harvested them. Unfortunately, we were kind of naughty.
You were really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, not in the run, but like morality. You were really bad, BT.
Yeah. And as this is wrapping up, and we see this in the background, I do want to give a shout out to the developers of not only this game, but every game here and every game out there, because they make wonderful titles that we get to play, raise money for charity, have fun. So whether you're in QA, audio, level design, graphics, whatever it may be, if you make the games, thank you so much.
В общем, да, все время.
Without you, we wouldn't be here.
Такой был
Even though
спидран
there can be some problems with the game,
BioShock 2.
they're just so much more fun and so much more than that. So thank you.